my dear students. Hope you all are fine, staying safe in home. We have seen Unit 1 poem. Now we will see 11th Standard Unit 2 poem. The poem name is Confessions of a Born Spectator, written by Ogden Nash. This Ogden Nash, he is an American poet, and he is he uses very light verse. He doesn't take very rich words. In light verse, he takes the poetry in a humorous sense. Humorous sense means what? Taking it in a light manner, in a joke manner. So these are all called as humorous sense. So his light verse consists of around 500 pieces of writings. And because of his famous light verse, he has become very famous in his country, America. And in his name, the government has released postage stamp. So in that way, he is very famous. So Ogden Nash, in this poem, Confessions. What is the meaning of confession? Confession means acceptance by principle. I am such and such person, and my quality is like this. And I am accepting this. I am very happy with what I am having. So that is what is confession. That means accepting or the way we live, the principle we follow. I have certain principle. Like Mahatma Gandhi has a principle of Satyagraha. And he is a fighter of ahimsa. He never takes the weapons for fighting. So that is his principle, and he accepts it. That is a confession. That is the meaning of confession. So here the poet is saying confession of a born spectator, born by birth. Spectator means observer or an audience. You can take it as an audience or an observer. So the acceptance, the principle of an observer. By birth, the quality. So the acceptance, the poet is confessing himself that I want to be a spectator, not a performer. Than a performer, he wants to be an observer, silent observer, what that person is doing. He wants to observe it. So in this poem, let us see how he is confessing himself as a spectator. Particularly, he is taking sports area. The poet is taking sports area for his comparison. So in this first paragraph, I am reading it for you students. One infant grows up and becomes jockey. Another plays basketball or hockey. This one, the prize ring, hates to enter. That one becomes the tackle or center. I am just glad, as glad can be, that I am not them, that they are not me. So in the first paragraph itself, he is just comparing one infant means one child. Any one child, he is telling. Grows up and becomes a jockey. That child grows up and on becoming elderly, he takes up the sports jockey. Jockey means riding horse. Jockey means riding horse, that is horse rider. So this one infant, this one child, when he grows up, he takes up the sports as a horse rider. Another child plays basketball or hockey. You know basketball, they throw it in a net. Hockey is our national game, you know very well. They use a stick and play with a ball. So some of the persons, he is telling that one takes a jockey, another plays basketball or hockey. This one, the prize ring. What is the meaning of prize ring? Prize ring means it's a ring where the boxer plays. You know boxing, they do the fighting with the hand, putting gloves and all, and on the face they beat, and they take all precautions not to get hurt, but they get hurt in that boxing. So here he is saying that this one hates to play that kind of games. He doesn't want to enter that ring of boxing. That one becomes a tackle or center. Tackle means in the football, they tackle how not the ball enter into the court like that, or plays in the center to show his own talent. So tackle means playing, taking the playing position in the football, taking the playing position in the football. So somebody wants to take that one, or somebody wants to stay in the center. But here I means who? I am means Ogden Nash, the poet. The poet is saying he is very glad, that is he is as happy as can be, that I am not like them. Not like whom? Not like the jockey who wants to ride horse, not like a basketball player, not like a hockey player, not like a football player or anything. He is not like them. They are not, and they are not me. He is saying I am not them and they are also not me. So let us see in the second paragraph how the poet is again saying, with all my heart I do admire, with all my heart I do admire athletes who sweat for fun or hire, who take the field in gaudy pomp and maim each other as they romp, and my limp and bashful spirit feeds on other people's heroic deeds. On other people's heroic deeds. So here the poet is saying, with all wholeheartedly, I do admire means what? I like to see the player play joyfully in the field. So I got attracted. The poet gets attracted to see the player playing joyfully. Athletes means what? Any sports personality. It may be a man or it may be a woman. So they are called as athletes who sweat for fun or hire. So athletes, they have an interest in their sports. So somebody may be having interest in swimming, somebody having interest in playing football, hockey or any sports. They are called as athletes. They play, why they play? Either they play for their own satisfaction, that is for fun, or hire means what? For money. So either they play for money or they play for their own satisfaction. That is what the poet is saying. Athletes who sweat. Sweat means what? The sweating means the water that comes out when you play. When you get tired, you get sweating. That the water comes from your skin and you get the droplets. That is sweating. Okay, so athletes who sweat for fun or hire, who take the field in gaudy pomp. Gaudy pomp means what? The showy, attractive dresses, the costumes. So they come with pomp, with happy and joy and fancily they come into the field. Field means what? The way they play, the playing area, that is a field. And maim each other as they romp. Maim means what? They injure themselves. Injuring means the injury is not a light injuring. They sometimes break their own legs or hands or their wrist, and it develops a disability sometimes. We don't know. When they play, how they are playing? As they romp. Romp means what? Play, when playing you shout with excitement. So that is what is called as romp. Playing roughly, creating noise. That means when you are taking some ball and all, you will please put the ball here, push the ball there, like that they excitedly play, no? That is called as romp, R-O-M-P. My limp and bashful spirit feeds on other people's heroic deeds. Who is my? He is the poet Ogden Nash, my limp. So the poet is weak. The poet is not having a very strong physique. He is only a spectator. He wants to be a spectator. He doesn't have a very strong body. So my limp means my weak and bashful spirit. Bashful is also the same meaning. So his spirit is very happy. That means his heart is very happy on seeing the sports people, the athletic people playing with all their heroic deeds. So he is happy on seeing the heroic deeds of the athletes. Heroic deeds means what? Bravery, performance in the field. That is heroic deeds. This is explained in the second stanza, students. Let us see the third one. Now A runs 90 yards to score. Now A runs 90 yards to score. B knocks the champion to the floor, cracking vertebrae and spines, lashes his steed across the line. You would think my ego it would please to swap positions with one of these. So here he is saying A means like when you are taking any sum, you take a character as A. So the character A runs 90 yards to score, to win. To score means what? To win. So that person is running 90 yards distance. 90 yards means what? Distance. So he is running to score. How much he is running? 90 yards he is running. B, knocks the champion to the floor. Champion means what? The player. So this B, what he is doing? He is pulling down or pushing down the champion to the floor. By pushing him down or pulling him down, what is happening? He is cracking the vertebrae and spines. Vertebrae means what? The backbone. The backbone is called as vertebrae. So his vertebrae and the spine, the spinal cord they call it, the spines gets cracked. So when the spinal cord gets cracked, your whole body system functions get disabled. So here while playing, these things also happens. Lashes is steered across the line. Lashes means what? Using a whip, using a stick to beat a strong horse so that it runs very fast. So the steed means a strong and large horse. Steed means what? A strong and large horse. Horse, kudirai. Okay, no? So he is lashing the horse to win the game. So he is lashing one person. You would think my ego, it would please. You would think means what? He is telling us, the audience. We may think that the author may be happy, the poet may be happy to swap position with one of these. To swap position means all these persons are showing their talent and showcasing their talent of winning or the talent of their sports ability. So on seeing these winning personalities, you may think that my ego will think to exchange their position to become a sports person than a simple spectator. So swap means for exchanging positions. So this poet is saying that we may think that poet may like to become a sports personality like that by exchanging his position. So in next stanza, let us see what is he saying. Well, ego, it might be pleased enough, but zealous athletes play so rough. But zealous athletes play so rough. They do not ever in their dealings. They do not ever in their dealings consider one another's feelings. I am glad that when my struggle begins, twixt prudence and ego, prudence wins. Here, ego means what? The proudness. Ego means what? When one achieves something, he feels very proud to achieve that position. So, here, author is saying, it may be pleased, that proudness may be attracted enough. But zealous athletes, zealous means what? Very excited athletes. That means who is very much ferocious about their game. Very much ferocious about their game. How they will play? They will play very rough. They will be very strong to win. Yes, I want to win like that. They will be playing in a harsh manner. So that is what the poet is saying. But zealous athletes play so rough. They play roughly. They do not ever in their dealings consider one another's feelings. These players focusing on their winning target, they will not even consider the other personalities' feelings, other personalities' physical things or anything. They only want to win their own target. That's all. They will think their own thing. Consider one another's feelings. I am glad. But the author is saying, I am not like that. I am happy that when my struggle begins, he is struggling between what? Between. Twixt means between. It is a old English. TWIXT is a old English. The meaning is between. BETWEEN. So between prudence. Prudence means what? Wisdom, maturity, understanding. So when my maturity, when my wisdom and the ego, that means the proudness, when the wisdom and the proudness has a struggle, whether prudence wins or the ego wins, the author is saying that my prudence wins. I am happy that my wisdom, my understanding, my maturity wins. He is saying that prudence always wins. As a spectator, he loves to be a spectator than a zealous or ferocious athlete. Let us see in the other paragraph what is he saying. When swollen eye meets gnarled fist. When swollen eye meets gnarled fist, when snaps the knee and cracks the wrist. When officialdom demands, is there a doctor in the stands? My soul in the true thought thanksgiving speaks for this modest of physic. When swollen eyes meets gnarled fist. Swollen eyes means what? In boxing, when the boxer uses his fist, that means hand, they hold the hand like this and they box like this. So when they box on your face, your eyes get swollen, your eyes gets fully swollen. Swollen means என்னது? ஊதிக்கு பெருசாயிருது, கண்கள் அடிபட்டு அது பெருசாகிறது. So when swollen eyes meets gnarled fist, when snaps the knee and cracks the wrist. Snaps the knee means what? Again getting breakage in your knee and in your wrist. Wrist is, this is the place of your hand, that is called as wrist. We wear wrist watch. In the wrist only we wear the watch, that way we call it as wrist. So here it cracks because of the game, rough game, it gets cracked. And when officialdom demand, that means when the persons in the ring, when they demands means when they ask towards the audience, is there any doctor in the audience group? That time my soul, whose soul here? It is the poet Ogden Nash soul. His soul in the true thanksgiving, he feels very happy that he is only a spectator, not a player, and getting swollen eyes and breaking wrist and fist, all the things. So he doesn't like, and he feels very happy for this modest of physic. Physic means what? The body structure. So body structure is so not very strong for the poet. So he doesn't like that strong six-pack body building type of thing. He wants to be a modest, moderate, average personality, and he wants to be an observer. He doesn't want to break his wrist or break his knee or swollen his eyes by getting boxing and all these things. Okay. In the last paragraph, athletes, he doesn't say that he doesn't respect the athlete. He loves them, but he doesn't want to be an athlete. He wants to only be an observer, an audience, not a player. So he is saying, athletes, I will drink to you or eat with you or anything except compete with you, buy tickets worth their radium to watch your gambol in the stadium and reassure myself anew that you are not me and I am not you. So here author is saying athletes, he is addressing the athletes. Athletes means what? Sports personality, sports women or sports men. I'll drink to you. Drink to you is an idiomatic word. That means I will enjoy the success when you achieve success. So I will enjoy the success with you, or I will eat with you. I will have my share of food with you, or anything. I can do anything except I don't want to play with you. Compete with you means what? I don't want to play with you. Buy tickets worth their radium. Radium means what? It's a very costly metal. So it 1 gram cost like diamond and more than like that. The cost, it is very costly. So he is comparing, he will buy tickets to see the play. He will buy tickets. The ticket cost may be more than the radium. The cost of the radium may be more than the cost of the radium, but I will buy ticket. But I will not compete with you, the poet is saying. To watch your gambol. Gambol means what? When the player gets into the field, they feel very happy and excitement and they joyfully play. So he wants to enjoy their happiness, how they are playing and all. The poet wants to see their gambol in the stadium. In the stadium only the players play and we watch from the audience seat and reassure myself anew. Again I assure myself. Again I am confirming myself. The author is confirming himself that you are not me and I am not you. You are not me once you is here the athlete. You is here the athlete. I am is here the poet. So the poet doesn't want to be an athlete and he wants only to be a spectator. Spectator means an audience, an observer, a listener. Like this we can say. So this is a very simple and very interesting poem, students. Hope you understand. In the next class I will share some questions of this poem. Thank you for listening this poem, children. Thank you.